Good morning. I want to speak about Zelensky and his week because it doesn't look good. So I want to kind of give what he might give the impression of what kind of a week he has in front of him. He has instability and cracks in what should be a strong foundation, likely his government, alliances, or the long-term war strategy. So things doesn't really go his way. Maybe some of it is discontent among elites or domestic pressure from those who once supported him. So people aren't really happy with him. There is an element of fatigue and quiet resignation, a sense that he might be reevaluating his path, but hasn't yet decided what's next. He is seeking a pause, reflection, or new perspective, possibly feeling stuck and forced to see things differently. It's a spiritual or mental timeout, suggesting he needs to let go, control, and surrender to process of change. And I think I have said this before, that Zelensky needs to change. He just refuses. He doesn't want to do it. He needs change around him, and he doesn't want to make that happen either. He refused to face reality or accountability, maybe ignoring advice, feedback, or the need for a new direction. It can also mean denial, pride, or failure to learn from past decisions. Recent developments offered a fresh start, possibly a funding promise or a diplomatic opportunity, but that potential now seems to be losing ground. I think I've seen this, I followed this for a few months now, and it looks like Zelensky always rejects every opportunity for diplomacy. It's like he doesn't really believe in it, that it will go absolutely nowhere. He doesn't believe in compromise, getting along. He doesn't believe in the way of negotiation. He doesn't believe in, and it makes sense because he only says that strength, guns, military, escalation is the way forward. So every possibility of someone coming in with a peace offering, if it's not everything he wants. So when everybody says that the Russians are not backing down on their claim, he is just the same. No one says it that way though. Like, no one points out that he doesn't make any concessions either. He wants what he wants. He wants to be in EU. He wants to be in NATO. He wants to have all his land as it were. He wants to be in power, but it seems like no one else wants it. And he's blaming Russia for wanting the exact opposite and not budging on that. I think every time you approach him with a peace offering, with some kind of a negotiation, or he rejects it because he doesn't. It's like he's looking at Lavrov and feel like his position, his title, what he is trying to do is a waste of time. That work, that deep understanding of how countries actually work together and getting along is not his. He doesn't understand it, so he rejects it every time. That is what I get now. Like, he doesn't believe in it. So every time someone says peace, he just goes along with it, even if he does everything he can to make sure to sabotage or block it, because he doesn't believe in it. Doesn't believe that that is a way forward, a way of winning, a way of... But yet, the Alaska agreement, everything, he went in and he blocked it. He and the EU leaders blocked it. September, August, and November, everything has gotten worse. So why would that be a win for you then? The Russians are stronger. They can set the the pace, they can set the tone, they can set, the momentum is on their side. The Ukraine doesn't have electricity, and water is run by electricity, so it's like blackouts. It's worse than it ever has been. They have taken more cities and more land, and are now progressing quite fast. You could have, and was it 1,000 men that was being exchanged, but I think they were dead this time, or wasn't they? I can't remember. But you could have spared so many people's lives if you just saw a peace deal, a negotiation as an actual opportunity to move forward. And that, I think, is the negative side that he needs to change. He needs to see it as, yeah, no, that could actually, Alaska peace deal could have actually saved us. And I don't think he sees it like that. He wants to make up his own little narrative, his own little world, his own little, so that doesn't become the truth. That the Alaska deal actually would have made Ukraine have heat and water, and they would have lost some of the land, but also they would have gained peace in the land that they have left. They wouldn't have any bombs or drones hovering over them. People wouldn't have to flee the country because they don't want to fight for Ukraine. They don't want to be in this war. They don't want to die. They don't want to lose an arm or a leg. They don't feel this war is worth fighting for. He just doesn't listen. He doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to go out there and speak to his people and hear how they say, yeah, no, we want this to stop. We want this to end now. And I think that is his lesson now. There is a lot of voices out there that doesn't share his view on this. And he needs to hear it, he needs to see it, and he needs to accept that. Which I don't think he does. And I think that is what's wrong with him. So the potential of that new opportunity seems to be losing ground. If he wants that to come back, I think he needs to do something. No one is going to bring it to him this time. But and not just say it either. Just be childish and just have a statement out there like, yeah, no, I can see myself negotiate now or something. Do the work. No one is going to hand anything. It was handed to you and you rejected it. You said no because you don't believe in it. If you want this to come back, then you have to do something. But I don't think he will. There might be a major political shake-up, an internal realization or a public admission that changes the tone. So something will change in how he says something or how other people are speaking about this. It will not be pleasant. Despite tension, he still has a base of loyal support, maybe close inner circle or symbolic backing from the Western leaders that still want stability. In the end, truth and hidden motives come to light. Confusion lifts, but what's revealed may not be pleasant, as I said. It might not be what he wants to be out there. What kind of a truth, reality? Possibly a moment when the public or allies see behind the official narrative. So what is putting out there for us to see, hear, listen to might be one thing, but I think he has been lying to allies too. He hasn't been honest of how the situation looks, and I think they have trusted him, and that is coming up to light because he still have support, but it's like it's shrinking. For every week, every month, is just shrinking. He had all of the support this summer. That is why I said the Alaska agreement it was it. You were supposed to take it, and now all the allies are starting to kind of disappear. Every time they post something, they just post it. It's not like they call him or say that we will give you more money, we will give you more guns, or we will. It's it's slipping away. The Ukrainian war. Things are being decided behind closed doors, quietly and intuitively, but not everyone is satisfied. Hidden negotiations or secret doubts might surface soon. There's an undercurrent of secrecy and dissatisfaction. So everybody isn't really satisfied with this. What happens in the Ukraine war, if you have followed that. So people are doubting directions, orders, people know what they're doing. Something might actually happen with the Ukraine war next week that makes it all come down. The strategy they have had, maybe. And people are starting to question it, both the public and allies, I might say. With EU leaders, their tentative recovery but still emotional distance. EU leaders may offer symbolic support but not enthusiasm. They are tired, uncertain, or disillusioned. Zelensky might feel that their help is lukewarm. As I said, everybody's starting to distance themselves from him. And I don't think that they are coming back. That is why in August, instead of don't believe in diplomacy, don't believe in negotiation or sitting down and talk and write down what you are agreeing on. Stop having because he's pushing so hard for what he wants. He wants to be in EU. He wants to be, while every time I gonna do a reading or listen to the Ukrainian people, no one wants that. They want peace, and they want a government that doesn't want to be either or. But he has decided, so therefore it needs to be like that. And I don't see the difference between him and Putin, the Russian president, here, to be honest. The Russian president does the same, but he gets slammed for it. Zelensky does the same. He decides for his people, but no one says anything about it. They don't want that. You want it. With Trump, there is charisma and performance, but lack of real progress. Trump sees Zelensky as someone who thrives on attention and image, but not necessarily on results. If Trump returns to the center of global politics, Zelensky might struggle to re-establish credibility with him. I think Zelensky has lied to the Americans. I think he has kept things secret. I think he has polished some things, and I think people believed in him. I think they wanted to believe in him. I think the Alaska summit that made Zelensky coming in and the EU leaders coming in and blocking it and saying that no to that made Trump look really bad. But Zelensky has had 3 months to turn things around, to get progress in something, to have some light at the end of the tunnel, some enthusiasm, whatever you would kind of say. And he hasn't done anything. Anything. His allies is slipping away one by one. They might say, put a tweet out there and say that we support Ukraine, but they don't call, they don't They don't want to speak with him. They might avoid him. They don't give like money or military aid in the same way as before. And if he asks, or if they kind of step aside, doesn't really want to stand next to him, except France, obviously, and Germany, that is going all in on this, and Britain. But I just feel like he has credibility. He has lost all of it. He has lost all of credibility. I don't think we trust him with anything, like what he says and what he puts out there. He has used this war as his own media thing. Everything is videoed, everything is put together, everything is after his narrative. It hasn't been the truth. It hasn't been honest and in the open about how it actually is, what is happening. So he is in like between a rock and a hard place, or whatever you call it. I don't think he sees it though, because I think he wants the same energy as he had in the summer when everybody were with him. And it's starting to slip away now. Even if we hear that Europe is militarying up, no one says that Germany, they are taking on debts. I listened to Alex this morning, taking on debts, and they are taking money from the welfare, everything that NATO said that we were supposed to do. No one says that Germany is not going to be completely broke in a few years and can't go out in war at all because they are heavily depressed and have no money because they have taken on debt. We never know where a story might go, and Germany militarying up might give the rest of EU countries anxiety over that, and wondering like what actually is the Germans, what do they want with that? Why are you militarying up like that? But it's also quite interesting because they have said that if someone actually would attack us, and I'm not speaking about Russia here, then Europe wouldn't really be fit to fight it. Yeah, but every time someone actually spend money on their military or try to get like a fit military, everybody else freaks out. Maybe because it's Germany. I'm not so sure what everybody would say if like Sweden, Norway or Finland would do the same, if they would have anything against it. I think it worries a lot of countries when a European country actually military up and have a plan to go to war and everybody wondering, yeah, is that really why you are doing this, or are you planning something else? You never know. People today, Germany is with us. That might change. Maybe they for some reason get like a completely crazy leader that just feels, Germany has this army, we could take over Europe, screw Russia, Italy next, France next, because they haven't militarized up in the same way that Germany has. You never know. Obviously, I do not hope that. I hope for diplomacy. Everybody says that our EU leaders has gone crazy, and I agree on that. And there was also someone that said the European countries are led by idiots. And I agree on that too, even if I wouldn't say it like that. I don't know. why they are behaving like they are behaving. The general public seem to have a better sense in this than our EU leaders, and I don't get why the EU leaders are put in the position that they are put in, because it makes no sense. Even if it does, obviously mirroring the last time we were in this kind of an energy, where the Swedish king at that point wanted to continue a war, where the generals and the public just didn't want to. We were broke. Everybody was suffering. We couldn't afford it. And then the mutiny came at some point. I don't think the war ended that year. I think it ended a year or two later after that. I don't remember it all, but it is the same energy. I don't think that war went that well, or did he win it? I can't remember. But he destroyed Sweden financially for it, because this energy does something to the people in leadership, that they just don't see the people. And I don't know why, actually. If Zelensky goes out there and asks his people and actually would do what they tell him, or would consider it, then he might actually change his mind or how he does things. But he doesn't want to do that. He wants his way. He feels like EU, NATO, all of Ukraine, and he is not budging on it. The same thing as the Russian president. So both do the exact same thing. It's just the Russian president that gets scrutinized for that, and that he doesn't let that go. But no one is going after Zelensky for doing the exact same thing. And that might be like a petty thing. If the Russian president is not giving in, then I'm not going to give in. While people are dying, losing a feet, a leg, an arm, or something. And everybody is suffering. So this is Zelensky's next week. We'll see what happens. It's an interesting week, I have to say.